What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today we're discussing Fukkatsu no F, and today's video is full of spoilers. So if you don't want to know what happens in the movie, I honestly suggest that you skip this video. Don't leave a comment saying, "Oh my god, the video is spoiled," because this is your warning right now. This is your one warning you're going to get. I'm going to go into a lot of details about this movie. So if you're still watching this, I assume you're okay with spoilers. Good? Alright, here we go. I'm about to spoil the whole plot and story of Dragon Ball Z, Fukkatsu no F, the resurrection of Frieza. So first things first, Frieza's comeback. So we've already kind of discussed this in style, how he comes back in the manga chapters that were released a couple weeks ago. But essentially what happens is Frieza's soldiers, Shorbei and Togoma, well, Shorbei, he's kind of one in charge. He ends up being tired of seeing the Frieza army falling apart. So he actually makes a trip to Earth, and he goes on with Togoma because their power level was so weak that way they can't get sensed. Because they actually have a lot of data on the Z fighters, and they know if they bring the whole army that they will get sensed and basically get wrecked. So what happens is they find out that Pilaf is the only other person on Earth that can track down the Dragon Balls, and they kind of wait for them to get 6. When they get all 6 Dragon Balls, Shorbei and Togoma go meet them and basically force them to get the last Dragon Ball, and then they get the last wish. I mean, then they get the wishes, because they get 2 wishes. And the first wish obviously brings back Frieza, and it brings it back basically in the pieces that he's chopped up. And the way Frieza's body is actually developed, or I guess the way his life form is, if Frieza is chopped out into a billion pieces, he is still alive. It's weird, I know, he doesn't actually die. So the reason why Shenron can actually bring Frieza back, even though the rule is you can't bring back people who are dead over a year, is because they just bring back his body parts and he's already alive. So that's how they're able to do that. If it was anybody else, they probably couldn't do it, but because of the way Frieza's body is structured, they simply bring him back, and then they throw him into this little tank, this regeneration tank, and then they are able to, you know, put him back together and restore him in his first form. Now, I will mention that the second wish was actually about to be King Cold. He was like, Shorbei was literally thinking, you know what, let's bring back King Cold. But what happens is Pilaf's gang ends up saying, "Oh, we want a million Zenny," and then they accidentally get him, you know, they get a million Zenny real fast, and then they kind of ruin the wish. But I think that was done on purpose that way because they actually didn't want to bring back Frieza's dad in the end after all, because Frieza himself says, "I'm glad you didn't bring him back," because he just would yell and stuff, whatever. So that's how Frieza comes back. Now, when he comes back, they instantly run away. The Z Warriors kind of sense it, but they don't really sense it really because the power was so weak at the time, so they didn't really know what it was, and then they leave. When Frieza comes back, he says, you know, basically breaks down the whole theory that he just has to train, and he can actually get strong enough to beat Goku and get revenge on the Saiyans. And they end up leaving for 6 months. Now, I know he said he only needed 4 months in the manga, but in the anime, or in the movie, they'll leave for 6 months. 6 months later, they come back. They come back immediately to planet Earth, and they come with 1,000 soldiers. And at the time, Goku and Vegeta are training with Whis, and they have no clue what's going on at all. They're just so far away, and they're just busy training to the point where they're just trying to level up and get stronger. And it seems that they've been actually doing this for a long time, because they keep saying, you know, "Oh, this time I brought this." It's like, oh, wait a minute, you've been here many times before. So they were definitely been training with Whis for a long time, and then we even see Beerus finally wake up, and he actually gets kind of upset that they're there. It's like, why are you guys here? Like, you know, at least you better bring some food or something if you're gonna be visiting me. But essentially what happens is they kind of bribe Whis to train him. So in exchange to bringing him awesome food every time, Whis does pick up both Goku and Vegeta as trainees and ends up making them stronger in the movie, and you'll see that when the power comes out at the end of the movie. But in terms of the Z Warrior fight, so the Z Warrior fight was actually really epic. I thought that part was gonna be kind of annoying to watch just because no one really cares about those characters, which I know a lot of you guys do care, but I personally didn't care about those characters at first. But watching like Krillin, Tien, even Roshi taking on the Frieza soldiers was actually really epic. And it actually brings up to a point that I'm probably gonna make another separate video about this, but Roshi gotten stronger because Roshi was actually taking out the army soldiers as well, and actually watching him fight was probably more exciting than watching people like Krillin and Tien fight. But out of the entire squad, I gotta say I'm excited because Gohan was the most badass. Even though Gohan's design kind of got like screwed up, a lot of people are not happy about his design. Gohan fighting the Frieza army was amazing. I will note that they do confirm that Gohan got a lot weaker, and he only goes Super Saiyan in this movie, and honestly, I don't think he can go Mystic anymore, which is kind of weird. And he even says that he can take out the Frieza soldiers, but he has no chance against this new Frieza. And this is when he was like looking out in the first form. So when Frieza comes back in his first form, and because he comes back in his first form first to Earth, his power level is so massive that both Piccolo and Gohan, who are at the end of Dragon Ball Z, are pretty much terrified. They know they stand no chance. But they kind of just go ahead and just wreck the 1,000 soldiers. that show up with Frieza. And also I'll note that Jaco the Galactic Patrolman also gets thrown into the fight, and he is kind of a badass too. He takes out a bunch of them, so it's kind of epic seeing the Z Warriors taking on the Frieza soldiers at the beginning. And then right before the fight's about to happen, this is kind of crazy. What's his face? Frieza shows off his new strength, and he does this by killing Gohan. He actually kills Gohan. He punches him straight in the chest, stops his heart, and kills him immediately. But since it happens so fast, what happens is Piccolo gives him kind of like a quick jolt to kind of give him like resuscitation, and brings him back immediately to the point where it's enough for him to eat a senzu bean. So he actually almost did murder Gohan. But right when that happens, Whis checks his messages, because apparently the way you summon Whis is you say, "Hey Whis, I got some sweets for you," and he can check his staff, makes he get that message. And what happens is as Goku and Vegeta are training with him, which is also funny, watching them train is hilarious. You'll see it when you watch the movie. Whis picks up his staff and sees a message, and then he calls Bulma back. And when he calls her back, he finds out, you know, Frieza's on Earth, and they need to go back right now. So when they come back, Goku fights against Frieza, and it's pretty much a losing battle. Goku is just wrecking him. He doesn't have to go Super Saiyan, and they're just kind of enjoying the fight. Like, you could tell that both of them are kind of excited to fight again. And that's when Frieza reveals, well, you know what? I still have something else to pull out, and I know you do too. Yeah, pull out. So they both reveal that they have an extra form to kind of show off in the fight, and that's when Frieza goes golden. And then Goku also goes, you know what? I have a form too. And then he reveals his Super Saiyan God form, which is basically blue hair. It's tapping into the Super Saiyan God ability by going Super Saiyan. It's kind of weird. It also doesn't have an actual name, but I will make another video later this week kind of telling you about the name itself, because I feel like that should be a separate video. But Goku goes Super Saiyan God, Frieza goes golden, and Frieza starts whooping on Goku really badly. Like, I mean, it was pretty much close, but you could tell Frieza was slightly stronger, and he just starts railing on Goku for the next couple minutes. Like, he is just wrecking him. And right when Vegeta's about to tap in, Goku's like, you know what? I noticed his weakness. I noticed his weakness. I am about to win. You know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. And also, by the way, going back a little bit further, while Whis was training Goku and Vegeta, he revealed both of their weaknesses. Goku's weakness is he's too relaxed, and because of that, he lets his guard down very often, which I will reveal later in a couple seconds when I dive into that part. And he reveals that Vegeta is kind of too anxious, and he's always like letting his nerves affect his fight. So it's like they're both not really exactly focused. So it's like Goku's too relaxed, and Vegeta is too, like, you know, too nervous and not really focused fully in the fight. So that's both of their weaknesses. And this movie is really about these weaknesses, and you can see it unfold when they actually fight. So when Beerus and Whis actually show up to the fight, the first thing that Beerus points out is like, why are these Saiyans like fighting alone? Why are they not fighting together to fight Frieza? Like, they could have beat him by now. And of course, that's another weakness as well, but you know, that's not really the big focus of the movie. So as Goku is fighting Frieza, he realizes that Frieza's weakness is, you know, pretty terrible. It's a pretty bad weakness. And essentially what his weakness was is he achieved the form immediately, and without even training it, he came to Earth. So essentially it's like when Goku achieved Super Saiyan God and then fought Beerus and then like lost the power really fast. While Frieza is Golden Frieza, his power drains so fast that essentially if he can last a couple minutes, his power is going to revert all the way down to 0, and then he can basically wreck him. And that was what Goku noticed. But while Goku is talking to him, Shortbabe pops out with his ring and shoots him right in the heart. And apparently, because Goku was so relaxed, which is exactly what Whis was talking about, it almost kills him. It completely weakens him to this point where Frieza just starts attacking him, and he's about to kill him. But then, for some reason, he thinks that Vegeta is still on his side, so he calls Vegeta over, and he says, "Vegeta, go ahead and finish off Frieza." Which, another reason why Frieza thought that Vegeta was on his side was because while Goku was fighting Frieza, Vegeta gets mad at him and attacks him because he wants to basically have a turn. But Frieza had no clue what was going on, so he assumed the reason why Vegeta attacked Goku was because he had some loyalty to him. So because of this, before Frieza is actually able to kill Goku, he calls Vegeta over and says, "Hey Vegeta, go ahead and finish Frieza, and I'll let you. Go ahead and finish Goku, and I'll let you have a spot in my army. You can be Supreme Commander." To which Vegeta says the absolute coldest line in history of Dragon Ball Z. Like, this is so amazing. He's like, it's a good offer, but I'm going to have to go ahead and decline because right now I'm about to annihilate you. And when he said that, like, the whole audience in the theater just jumped up, shouted because it was so epic. And I just pictured Chris Sabat saying it. I cannot wait for the English version to come out. But I just pictured like the Chris Sabat voice saying, "I'm going to annihilate you." And that was just epic to the point that Vegeta actually absolutely annihilates Frieza, and he beats him out of form. Like, he literally beats Frieza out of his golden form, and right before he's about to kill him, Frieza is like on the ground and he blows up the earth. Like, he literally blows up the earth immediately without even like blasting. Like, he put his hands down and then boom, earth was gone, like that fast, murdering everybody. Now, the only people who survived were actually the Z Warriors, and it was the Z Warriors, Bulma, Jacko, and Goku, and Beerus and Whis. And the reason why is because right before it happened, Whis created like a little shield around that part of the earth, and that little piece basically survived. And then basically Whis says, hey Goku, do you want to have another chance? You know, I'll rewind back the time for 3 minutes, which he reveals also is one of his abilities. He can like rewind time 3 minutes, to which he does. And then right before you know, Frieza's about to blow up the earth, Goku jumps in, fires an epic Kamehameha, and completely annihilates Frieza back to hell. So that's what happens. So essentially, this entire movie, even though we all wanted Vegeta to win, this is his chance to win, it was his weakness that ended up, you know, costing him to fight. Like, he wasn't focused enough to know, to the point where he knew that that was going to come up next. Like, he should have just finished him off right then and there, instead of like taking that chance to kind of like let his weakness kind of get in the way. But that's essentially how it ends. And then we see Frieza back in Hell. And by the way, Toriyama actually made Hell canon for the first time, which, even though it's not an anime, it was never really canon. But what Hell is in Toriyama's version, it's basically Frieza was inside like a little pod with little fairies and little toys and just parades and happiness all around him. And that was basically his Hell on Earth. But that's essentially how the movie ends. So that's pretty much the entire story. Now, I know, you know, it's hard to kind of like tell the story from the perspective of me just telling the story, but when you watch the movie, it's pretty freaking epic. I know a lot of people wanted Vegeta to be the one who wins, but again, the whole focus in this movie is kind of like the evolution of Goku and Vegeta. Like, you even see them like become kind of closer throughout this movie, and it's really awesome seeing, you know, that kind of evolution that we've seen of both these characters in the past many years, from the start of Dragon Ball Z to the end. So it was good. It was really, really good. So yeah. Again, this movie is coming out later this summer in English dub, and as far as the Japanese version, it's going to release in a couple of days. I don't know exactly when you can expect to see the movie online. I assume it might leak sometime between the next couple of days and when it comes out in the US. But other than that, honestly, it's worth the wait. So whenever you get to watch it, you will enjoy it. I made a spoiler-free review yesterday where I basically just said that, you know, the action was great. There was a lot of comedy in there mixed as well. Unlike the previous movie in Battle of Gods, where it was mostly comedy. Comedy in this movie is kind of spread out throughout the movie with a bigger focus on the action of fighting and animation itself. So it was great. It was awesome. And as a Dragon Ball Z fan, I can guarantee you that you guys will all like it. Even though I know a lot of you guys wanted Vegeta to be the one who gets to win. But honestly, the way this movie is set up, it's both of them kind of win. Goku and Vegeta needed each other to win, and they end up winning. But it's funny because now that I think about it, if Frieza, which I'll make another video discussing this, if Frieza literally trained for another month, he would have destroyed both Goku and Vegeta with his new form. Like, his power is on a brand new level. It's just, you know, it's funny because it's about Goku and Vegeta's weakness, but it's also about Frieza's weakness as well. But like, had Frieza like waited a little bit longer to master his form, it would have been a whole different movie. Like, he would have destroyed Earth with ease. So yeah. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video, if you thought, you know, this is a pretty awesome plot and story, let me know with a like. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, go ahead and ask in the comment section below. And since this is kind of a spoiler-filled video, feel free to ask anything. If you ask anything, I'll be, you know, sure to answer in terms of like spoilers and all that stuff. So yeah. But other than that, you enjoyed the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see all you awesome Super Sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.